My name is Hendawg. This is episode 57 on Funky Moose Records, the podcast.
Hey, I'm Mark.
I'm Joel.
These episodes of the Sit Down Podcast are brought to you by Funky Moose Records.
Subscribe to the channel, like this video, comment below, and ring the bell because it really helps us out, you guys.
And check out funkymooserecords.ca for all your used and new records, and accessories.
And merch. Perfect.
Beauty.
Right on. Thank you and welcome again. I never thought this day would come. Still,
Why? Just because the first convo, I was shy?
Yeah, it's so fucking weird, man, because just how awesome you were. Like, I DM'd you just randomly, and just you responding, I think, made my day, if I'm being awesome. Like, I'm going to try so hard not to fanboy out. So, but before we get into it, I just want to explain a little bit about who you are, if you don't mind.
Yeah, for sure.
So people who watch and listen to our show know that I'm definitely like a YMH fan, and that I'm into like those comedian podcasts like Rogan and such. Now, Hendawg, I mentioned it a few episodes back, you guys, if you remember, that he had hit his trifecta. So Hendawg, if you watch any of these podcasts, this is the gentleman who is making those drops for those podcasts and has been featured on them. So just being a fan, reached out to Hendawg here and reached out to Hendawg, and he replied. Did not want to come on the show because he's keeping it pretty on the DL. As you can see, we're not looking at his face here, but that's okay. So that's kind of how that got going. That's who he is. And I'm going to shut up now. And I'd like you to talk about your process a little bit, I guess, if we're going to get into it, because I am very intrigued in how you do what you do.
Can I cut in here just for a second? The whole YMH thing, I don't get it. Joel has been trying to get me into it. He sends me clips every once in a while. And I'm like, yeah, that's funny, I guess. But then I heard Hendawg's music. I'm like, okay, I'm definitely on board with that. But I don't get the references, but whatever. It's popping. So yeah. Anyway,
that's awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. You weren't being stingy with the compliment, Mark. I appreciate that.
Oh, I get that reference. Because that's what Joel keeps telling me.
I always tell him he's stingy. Yeah, so when I listen to your music, Hendawg, it reminds me of like when I was in high school.
Hang on.
I know. I'm just going to be all over the place.
Stop. Let him. He hasn't talked yet.
All right. Janelle told me to shut up too, so I'm sorry, Hendawg. I apologize.
No worries, man. No worries. So the first question you asked me was like the process of how I do these things. So pretty much, I'll take a video clip. Just a regular ass, hilarious video clip. For example, Uncle Shine, the guy that says, I. I'll chop up each soundbite in my audio workstation, Fruity Loops. I call it Fruity Loops still, but it's called FL Studio 20. And I have all the sound bites laid out for me. And then I'll just start making a beat, melody, drums, all that stuff, and give myself a groove, and then use the sound clips that kind of give me a vibe, like it sounds good on beat, so it doesn't have to be tweaked too much. So because I need to either speed up certain phrases or kind of slow them down to fit on beat. And if you do too much altering, sometimes it can make it sound funky. So I try to find the best sound bites for each song, and then I always try to use the main phrase, the most well-known catchphrase. For example, I got a DUI, baby. I'll take that phrase and I always try to think of a chorus or how to fit it into a chorus, because I need that to be the fucking the most
Right, like the hook,
the
right?
ear catcher. Yeah, the ear catcher. Like everyone knows this phrase. Don't be stingy. I got a DUI, feathering it. You know, like I always try to use those main sound bites in the chorus to really draw in the core fan base that are into these video clips to begin with. That's pretty much been my formula the entire time, is taking the main sound bites, putting them in the chorus. I always make the chorus first, and then I'll make verses that are just, you know, like I try to have like a regular song structure. I don't like having songs where they just repeat the same 4 words like for 16 bars. And
Right.
then, you know, I like to make it sound almost like a regular ass song if you had no idea what the fuck you're listening to.
So is this your day job, or how did you get to a point where like, okay, I got to take these sound bites and I got to do something with them? Like, is this your background, or is this a hobby, or you know how?
The reason I got that idea is because my best friend, this guy named Black Zeus, he has his own podcast, and I was doing these like themes for him for every episode. So the intro musical theme, I would take parts of the podcast and then do like a 30-second to a minute intro theme. And so I realized I was getting pretty good at it, and I thought to myself, like, maybe I should try it out with these bigger podcasts. And the very first one that I ever made was my song called For Safety. And I took a clip from Two Bears, One Cave of them talking about a Jennifer Aniston story that Tom Segura completely made up. And Bert Kreischer started laughing, and Bert Kreischer's laugh is fucking hilarious because you can slap auto-tune on that shit and it sounds like he's actually like singing. It's hilarious. So that was my very first song that I made using like a famous podcast. And then about a week after that, Tom Segura featured that Ed Asner clip, the original one. And I saw how much joy it brought Tom, and it brought me the same joy. So I was like, okay, I need to find this fucking clip. So I had to go on the actual porn site, xhamster.com, search for the fucking clip, go through like all these gay videos, and until I got to the fucking money clip. And I had to pretty much listen to Ed Asner Come 70,000 times in the process of making this song. It was great.
My God.
And that's the song that really blew up.
That's insane.
That's dedication.
No doubt. That's the whole don't be stingy.
Yeah.
I was gonna tell Mark too here that the whole Jennifer Aniston thing, because Mark doesn't watch any of this shit, man, so he doesn't even really know what we're talking about.
Yeah,
it actually, the clip where Tom tells Bert the made up story about meeting Jen Aniston got to Jennifer Aniston, and she posted it on her Instagram like last week or 2 weeks ago or whatever, and then it blew them up even more. So that's kind of been a running joke for about a month now, I suppose. Hey, the whole Jennifer Aniston thing. Plus
about a month. Yeah.
Yeah, and then like his song For Safety just adds to it. Like,
right.
Fuck, man, we listen, like my wife and I, we listen to you in our house, like where my kid is like going to school and he's singing like thighbrow.com. Fuck, man, it's so awesome. So good.
Oh my God. That's the second person that's told me that too. That's so
funny.
funny.
Oh man.
That came out not that long ago, because you started singing that when
well,
you walked in the house.
The
not that long ago.
thighbrow.com was that your trifecta, or was there one after that? Like what was
Theo Vaughn was after that.
So Theo was the trifecta complete,
yeah, that
right?
was the last one, yeah.
So what's this trifecta you're talking about?
So he was featured on YMH because of the Don't Be Stingy song.
Yeah.
And then he was featured on
Bad Friends.
Bad Friends. I was going to say Whiskey Ginger, which is the thighbrow.com. And then he was on Theo Vaughn's song with the Riley Mao.
Riley Mao, yeah.
Like, yeah, I know you've heard me singing that around here, too. So, like, dude, man, it's
Mark,
so
did you
good.
go to thighbrow.com?
Oh, man. Like my little man at home, it'll be, his name's Kemper, and I'll be like, oh, Kemper, you know where we got to go or something? And he'll be like, thighbrow.com, and then he'll like get into it. It's fucking too good.
Oh, man, I love stories like that, man. I love that shit. Like, someone sent me a video of a really young kid, almost like it seemed like he was like 2 or 3 years old or something, and he was singing like ay ay ay, like he was actually singing along to the song. And it's
Right. You
like-
posted that on your Instagram, right?
Yeah. And then the mom, she messaged me. She's like, yeah, he loves all your music. And it's like, oh my God, I'm like raising the next generation of kids with this ridiculous music that I'm making.
Dude, it's so catchy though. And I think that's what's intriguing about it. Like I was going to mention before, is that it like when I was in high school, it was all about people souping up their cars, like putting stereo systems in their cars and like fucking cranking the bass where like your chest compresses in and shit like that.
Yep.
And a lot of that bass is in your music. So it brings me back to that time too, which is I think what I love about it the most, actually, out of all of
Are
it.
you saying he's making old school music?
I wouldn't call it old school music. It brings me back to that time. Right?
Heavy bass. There's heavy bass in all my songs.
Oh, and I love that.
Like
I
you
love
feel
that.
it in your chest pretty much. If you have like a good system, you'll feel that shit. You won't just hear it,
yeah.
you'll feel it.
So good. And you've collaborated with a few other people from YMH, right?
I've only like musically,
Yeah.
I've only
Did you not
collabed with
collaborate
Brass
with, like-
Kingdoms.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Who's that?
No one else, though. That's it. That's my only collab.
Right. So
And then
that
I've collabed with like someone else that hasn't been featured on YMH. This guy named Tyler Vrooman. He is an absolute genius composer. He does like Mozart, like Bach symphonies type stuff.
You mentioned
So-
that.
I
just-
did. So
just
that
before we
was
started.
that was for Unlimited, right?
Correct. That like all the string work on that song is him.
Right.
He gave me the quick rundown of Unlimited right before we started, and he was trying to determine if it was a violin or a cello.
Yeah. What is that?
I don't even know, to be honest. I don't even know, man.
Some string instrument.
Some string instrument, and then I just manipulated the fuck out of it to make it sound more old.
It yeah, it definitely sounded like that old creepy vibe coming in, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, I was playing that for Mark. So hey, I did kind of mention I have a little surprise for you, right? So seeing as we're speaking Unlimited, are you okay if Josh Potter jumps on with us right now?
What?
Yeah.
Dude, that'd be amazing.
All right, so we're gonna bring him in here.
Yo, Potter. That's awesome, dude.
What's up, Josh?
He's still.
Hey, sorry about that.
That's all good,
Wow.
brother. Welcome.
What's up? How's it going?
Good, man. We're just sitting down with Hendawg, and I was fanboying out a little bit here, getting all excited.
And
What's up, Hendawg?
He
Yo,
just,
what's up, Roach?
he just
I don't
cooled
see
off a little
Hendawg.
bit, and now you joined.
Oh,
Yeah,
word.
He won't show his face still, so we see the like that cartoon image with the mask still.
Oh, word.
right.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, I'm
There we
keeping
go.
it
Now
on
I
the
got
video.
it. I fixed it. Word. What's up, dudes?
Chilling, man.
I'm just
Man,
out here in my
that's
smoking
crazy.
section. How
So-
you been, man? Congratulations on all the bangers, and I really like the song you did for me, so I wanted to come on here and say what's up.
I appreciate that, man. Well, thank you for closing out the episode with the song, man. I'm glad you like it.
Oh, of course, man. Play it more often too. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
How
man.
does- Go ahead, Hendawg.
No, I was just gonna say I appreciate Potter, man. This is crazy. I didn't realize I was gonna be on a phone call with Potter. This is crazy. I'm like fanboying right now. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Right?
that's awesome, man. Well, I'm fanboying myself.
Do you have any idea how hard it was for me to like not tell you that Josh was okay with coming on? I was just like so excited. Fuck. I do wanted to ask you, Josh, how the hell do you guys like? How can you play those songs on YouTube? Do you get flagged or anything when the songs come up? Because Mark and I,
Well, yeah, that's why we have to play like original songs that people like send in, because if we played like, you know, Whitney Houston or some shit or whatever, it would get us taken down completely. So that's like the whole impetus for like wanting to get people to send in stuff. So it's like, you know, and then if somebody were to like send it in and then be like, hey, that's my song, that would be kind of fucked up with that. You know?
Right. Well, like we've had a few guests on, and it's all like indie groups, right? That we have on the show a lot. And they've given us permission on the show to like, you know, end the episode with their song. So we've done that a couple times, and then we get like flagged by YouTube, and we've had the
Really?
fight. Yeah, and we're like,
Yeah.
well, have you watched the episode? Like they say right there,
Right before we start the song.
yeah, that
Yeah, go
that
ahead.
we have permission.
Yeah,
So-
that's weird. I mean, it depends how big the band is and stuff like that too. Like the fucked up part is like somebody could take that band's music and make like a lyric video or something, and then they can claim that you took their video or whatever. It's YouTube is kind of fucked up in that way.
Right. Yeah. So I've always been curious about that.
Yeah, I mean, most of the stuff that gets sent to us is like a file or what have you. It's not really on YouTube per se, until maybe after the fact, you know. So it's
Right.
like it's a little bit different than, you know, an established band or what have you.
Right.
I'll have to look into that a little bit more.
Yeah, YouTube sucks.
Yeah, I agree. I think I was throwing them under the bus and we got flagged for it on an episode a while back too.
Yeah,
I
he
didn't
goes, "Fuck YouTube," and then
And right away, and we
Yeah, that'll do it.
don't
yeah,
do
no
that.
doubt. But so Hendawg, now that Josh is here, are you okay? Like, can you tell us a little bit about Unlimited?
Sure. Pretty much it was completely directed at Josh. Anything that I knew that he liked, that fucking Tom Cruise soundbite, that here's a 1-1 pitch to Ruggiano. I had to pretty much use all those drops that he's constantly dropping on the pod, and you know, kind of figure out a way to make it flow on beat. And thank God Tyler Vrooman, the genius composer, he made that beat come to life real quick. So I got that inspiration really quick. That song took
He
me
picked
about like
great drops.
well, fuck, you're the one that made it easy to pick. So but no, that song took me about like 20 hours of actual work time to make.
God damn.
But yeah, that was actually one of the quicker songs
Damn.
to make. Yeah.
Really?
I like
Yeah.
that I was in it too. Like, you know, the other songs, you know, have like the guys from the videos and stuff, but it was fun to have like my voice in it too, you know.
Yeah, that's right. Even got fucking Sickler
Penny in
on it,
there, yeah.
too.
Oh yeah,
And then-
Sickler's like yeah.
Yeah.
Which
funny.
part is
Is there any songs? I can't remember. Is there any songs with Tom or Christina's voices in it?
Yeah. I have Tom and the Dunk
Oh yeah. The
And
Dunk
I have
Champ one. Yeah.
Christina on Sex Champ.
Ah,
The
yeah.
two Champ songs. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, so I have to mention to you guys too, like Josh Potter's Twitch. You guys know Jfish, right? You recognize him?
Oh my God,
From
legend.
Right. So this, like, having you guys on this episode, if I'm gonna be honest, was Jfish's idea. I was like DMing with him, and he kind of brought it to my idea, or like to my attention, and I was like, fuck, I can't ask Josh. Like, I just got Hendawg. How the fuck am I gonna do that, right? But he's like, ah, man, just ask him. Like, what's the worst that's gonna happen? So I'm gonna give a shout out to Jfish for bringing you guys on to my show. So I appreciate that. And he's
I'm
saying,
gonna see him in a couple of weeks. I'm doing a show in San Diego, and I just found out about it. So I'm gonna I told him about it today, actually. So I'm gonna see him in San Diego for the first time.
hell yeah. So shout out to him. This wouldn't have happened without him. So he's a musician too, right? You've played a couple of his songs on your Twitch feed before.
Yeah, I believe he dabbles, or at least he used to.
Right. Yeah. How you liking the if I'm being honest, be honest about the Twitch feed. How are you liking that? Or is that
I love it. I mean, like, it's great. I the only thing that drives me crazy is like, at this point, it's like, you know what you're getting. And the people that I get, people that are new all the time, like, especially because I'm promoting it on the show a little bit more than I was before. But like, people are like, get a microphone, or I'm like, no, like, leave if you don't like. I don't give a fuck. So that part's annoying. But I'm really enjoying it. Like, it's kept me. I mean, I'm not going to say that I've stayed sane during this at all. I think it's fucked me up pretty royally. But like, I definitely found some sort of like reprieve in doing Twitch, you know, and as opposed to doing like mics every night or something like that. So,
and you're going back to that pretty soon, are you not?
I mean, I don't know. Whenever they let us here, I mean, right now I still live in LA, and it's still not allowing live performances. So,
Right.
I mean, there are some. I mean, like, it's really like showing me that how out of the loop I was before quarantine. Even like, I was still kind of just trying to get my traction here in terms of like who's booking shows and who's like having shows, where the shows are, and then this totally changed the game. And I already didn't know those things to a certain extent, and now I'm relearning all that, and I have to like reintroduce myself to people. It's just been a hell. So it's almost like starting over, like moving here again for the first time. So it's been weird, but like there are some shows happening, but I'm not like cool enough or whatever to fucking have the main line into them yet.
Right. Crazy. Hendawg, you think you'll ever like do shows? Like what's the next step from doing all these songs for the podcasts? You know what I mean? Like, would you put an album out?
People ask me about an album, but man, I'll be making these like podcast songs pretty damn consistently, and I feel like if I drop an album, it's like final, whereas a playlist is like I'm constantly adding it to it. You know what I mean? So I don't know if I want to drop an album of podcast shit, but in terms of traditional music, I'm definitely going to be venturing and try to get placements with like regular artists, you know, like rap artists, singers type shit.
Right.
Yeah. I'm hoping to get a placement by the end of the year. That's my goal.
Nice. And you do have merchandise too, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I definitely bought some. It's not in yet, but it's on its way for sure.
Yep. I
That's
appreciate
what's
that,
up.
man.
Yeah. And then Josh, man, I'm so sorry. I don't know what the hell happened, but I know like I know you know because I messaged you last night, but that package I sent you, I don't know what
Yeah, I couldn't see what address you put on it. Because the picture disappeared, but I was trying to figure it out. But I don't know. I'll give you a new address.
Yeah, whenever it comes back, let me know and I'll just ship it back out that way.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's the PO box because the studio address is like, if you mailed stuff to the studio, it would get fucked up. But this is like our PO box for it, and so I don't know what happened, but I'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll get that to you for sure.
Word.
I'm so jealous of the weather out there too. Like Hendawg, you're in Canada too, right?
Yeah. It's cold as fuck right now.
Fuck, I know. I hate this shit. No, I always tell, like, lately it's been worse, I guess, in the like maybe because of COVID, but it's like, what the hell am I doing here in this cold Saskatchewan weather? Like, why am I here? I don't like what are we doing?
Every year I see that meme go by where the guy goes like, why do I live in a place where it makes my face hurt?
Well, yeah. It's fucking stupid, man. I don't get what I'm doing.
How long does it last, though?
8 months.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Long fucking time. Yeah.
Yeah. There's definitely more winter than anything else out here.
Yeah.
Construction.
Like even I guess like this week it's been reasonable weather, but the fact is there's still like fucking 6 feet of snow out here. So
Okay,
like it's
settle down. It's
well,
not 6 feet.
well the piles of snow
Oh, okay.
are that high. But it's like I mean you're from Buffalo, Josh. There's snow there, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's
so
a lot.
like
I mean, right now they just had like a thaw, but like often happens at the other end of it, it's like this week it got very cold again, and like they're gonna get fucked with snow again pretty soon. So
yeah. Like and that's the same shit here, right? But maybe like an extra minus 20 degrees on top of that.
yeah.
Hope it gets there, but yeah, pretty fucked up. Are you twitching tonight?
Not tonight. I'm debating on tomorrow, but the standard days are still applying, and we'll see how it goes. I might twitch tomorrow. Not tonight though. I was doing this, so I figured I'll do this and then chill.
Yeah.
My sleep's been fucked up. Like not just because of Twitch. I don't know what it's like. I thought Twitch would provide some structure, but it's like I have to fucking figure out how to get my sleep schedule like back to being like you sleep at nighttime and not daytime kind of thing. So
Right. You've had some crazy long streams though, right?
oh yeah, like those. I feel like those set me up to be fucked up. Like I did a couple where I was like, all of a sudden the sun's coming up. I'm like, oh Jesus.
Let's
I've definitely. Yeah, that's crazy. I wake up in the morning and you're still streaming.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
my friends on the East Coast, they're like, I fell asleep and you were streaming, and then I woke up and you were streaming. I'm like, yeah, I know.
Done it multiple times. I've done it
Yeah.
multiple times. Yeah.
Do you like the games that you're posting, Hendawg, on like your Instagram? I don't know what game is that. Call of Duty or something?
Yeah. It's Call of Duty Warzone.
Are you playing that on Twitch or are you just playing it just with your friends?
Just with my friends. Yeah, that's it. I'm thinking of starting a Twitch.
Right. Is there money in that, Josh?
Oh yeah. I mean, if you have enough people following you or whatever.
Right. Like I couldn't
I made it to affiliate pretty quickly, say like within a month, and that helps things. But then I qualified for partner shortly thereafter, which is like the highest. Then you get paid like every 2 weeks or something like that. But they never responded, so I don't know if it was just the height of quarantine or whatever. But I'm fine with them not making me a partner because then I think they crack down on like music and stuff like that a little harder.
Right. Oh man, I was laughing. I don't know how long ago that was. The one run that you did, the beer run you did, and you were talking about how you felt like your dick was hanging out the hole. But
Oh,
you
it
did,
definitely was.
oh
I mean,
my
like,
god!
I just had a hoodie. I had like a really big hoodie on, so it like covered my crotch, and I was like, I definitely could just feel the wind hitting it, and like, I don't know, I didn't care, but I was like, oh, my shirt's covering my dick anyway, so what the hell?
Oh, dude, fuck, that's good.
Yeah, I mean, the beer runs are like harrowing moments because it's like, oh my god, people are like waiting, and I'm like running down the street to go get beer.
Oh, it's funny. There's always like a little bet on like how long it's gonna take you.
Yeah, that keeps people engaged at least. I'm glad that those guys, Mandrew and a few others do, Ty John, do the polls. That's always nice.
Do you have to like appoint them to do that, or how does that happen?
I think so. I think I made a couple of people mods. I don't really know how it works.
It's so crazy. I'll be honest with you, Josh. Like I know you know that I'm on there because I'll like always make sure
Right.
that you know I'm there. But man, I have not put any money towards the Twitch because I haven't figured it out enough to know like I don't want to pay for like an emoji. Do you know what I mean? I would rather
No, I get that. Like, I don't know why that's like a thing. I don't have them yet, and I have them made. Like, they're sitting in my email inbox, and I just don't know how to like. I don't go on. I go on the PlayStation and turn it on, and then click the Twitch button. I don't like go on Twitch's website or
right.
anything, or the app or anything. So like, I don't really know how to put those in the game, in the thing.
Right.
And when that's like the make or break for people, I'm like, why? I don't understand. But like when you subscribe, you get like no ads, and it's just like a way to show support or whatever. So I figured that would be enough. But like people are like, "Where's the emotes?" I'm like, I don't know. I don't. Does that matter? I don't even see them.
Too funny. Yeah, I see. I sometimes I gotta shake my head too, and I know I've said stupid shit on there before too, but unintentionally. But I mean, like the repetitiveness of it, man. I don't know how you tolerate.
Yeah, that's just the nature of like people coming in and out. It's annoying, but it's like you have to remember, like, well, this guy wasn't here when you said that before, or
right.
whatever. You try to be patient about it, but then there's people that like are just annoying. You figure it out pretty quick if you keep your eye on it, you know.
Yeah,
that's also the nature of being anonymous, right? The YouTube commenters.
Yeah. I mean, people have been pretty chill, to be quite honest. Like, I'm actually surprised with how chill some people, or like mostly people have been. Even just like the ones who come in to troll or whatever, like get pretty extinguished rapidly by the community or by like, you know, just me shitting on them or whatever. So,
right. What are you working on right now, Hendawg?
The concept of this next podcast song is I'm going to take the 3 dating videos. So it's going to be Joe from Good Morning Julia, Elliot Esquire, and Charles from Match. And each of them is going to have a verse, and I got to think of some type of chorus to bring those 3 and tie them together.
nice.
So it's going to be like a dating kind of song.
Fuck
That's
yeah.
awesome.
That is so good. Is this like I've heard you on your friend Black Zeus's podcast before? Is this the only other podcast that you've been on besides that one?
No, I was on Mr. Clavicle's podcast.
Oh, right on. When was that one?
Middle January, I think.
Nice. I'll have to look into that one. For sure. Mark's giving me that look like I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about.
No,
So
Josh,
out of it.
Josh, I'm gonna have to be honest. I don't watch any YMH. Joel is the fanboy, and he's been trying to get me to watch and listen. But my day job kind of requires all my attention, so podcasts are in general a no-no for me.
That sucks.
Yeah,
Last time I had like a office job. Well, it was like my only office job. I found out like a couple months in that we were allowed to like have one earbud in and listen to music or something. So I was like, oh my God, thank God. And I listened to like podcasts all day long. It was crazy. That was probably like the most in depth I've got into like consuming podcasts was during that time. Like, cause before that, doing radio and stuff and just talking when I was doing radio, I was like talking for 9 hours a day on this one station. I mean, like I wasn't physically doing it that long. I was voice tracking 4 of the hours or something like that. But at the end of the day, you're just like, I don't want to hear anyone talk anymore.
Yeah.
And then doing podcasts, you're like, I don't know. The other thing is like, you don't want to hear people do something similar or whatever, or like something you're going to talk about. You don't want to hear what their take is on it, so it affects yours. So I just avoid things too. But
Right.
That's actually one of my concepts when we have bands on.
Mm.
I don't do any research on the band. I just want to sit down, hang out with them, and get to know them at that point. Because then I'm going to ask the genuine questions, I think.
yeah, sometimes also it helps to like your opinion of them shape a little bit better than it would if you were to read some stuff about them going in, you know?
That's right. Yeah. And then, yeah, doing our own podcast. I mean, yeah, like I said, I don't really do any research.
Yeah, we don't. It's like when we're having a guest on, like it's the day of, we're listening to their playlist.
We're listening
That's
to
how
the
it's
That's
like I
basically
don't. I'm not looking at their page or anything. It's like I want to hear their music, and then we've had episodes where it's been like an hour and a half into it before we even talk about music. You know, we're talking about fucking conspiracy theories or whatever the hell, just anything, right?
We've had episodes where we were both like a half an hour in, and we're like, what's their name?
Yeah,
That's the best because, like, I mean, music is so subjective, and sometimes getting in the weeds, talking about the technical side of it is a snooze.
Yeah.
You know, you want to hear like the people behind the music more.
Yeah. And if you like, I mean, you've done radio. Artists can go on radio shows, have their 5 minutes of whatever they can spill out, and that's usually about their new album or EP or whatever. We don't want to do that.
yeah, always
They can-
those same
Right.
questions all the
Yeah,
time, right?
they-
Like, yeah,
They can do radio if we want to hang out
Yeah.
with them and actually get to know them. That's because we have all the time in the world. If we want to go for 3 hours, we can.
Even when they do radio, it's like that's not getting people to enjoy your shit more when you're just coming on and just giving the. It's like anything else, any other interview. I know it's an actor talking about a movie they have coming out or whatever. Like, yeah, I know you want to promote that, but it's like we're gonna talk about other stuff, obviously.
yeah, for sure.
Agreed.
Are you still there, Hendawg?
Yeah.
It's hard to tell because we can't see you, right? Is there ever going to come a day where you'll show your face?
I don't know.
You think?
Maybe we'll see. We'll see in a few months. I don't know.
We see your eyes and your forehead and your hair,
That's right.
kind of, in the picture.
That is pretty much how I look like. Except I look a little bit more like in the little avatar there. I look a little bit Asian, but pretty damn close.
How can I ask how old you are, Hendawg?
Yeah, 31.
31.
Yeah,
I thought you were younger, actually, to be honest.
89. Yeah.
I'm old.
You're old, yeah.
Shut up.
You're the oldest one here for sure.
I'm older than that.
Are
80.
you?
You said 89.
Yeah, I was born in 89.
I'm 86. Wait, you're. Oh, I thought you said the oldest one was 89.
No,
No.
I'm 82 and Mark is what, 70,
79.
79.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
Nice.
I know I don't look like I'm.
But Mark's from Holland originally.
No shit.
It's the
That's pretty dope.
it's the sea air.
Do you want to go back?
Nope. Well,
I guess yeah, Canada's cool.
if it's minus 40 and the wind is blowing in my face, yeah, I do want to go back. But otherwise, no.
Right?
I'm good
It's like,
here.
what are we doing here?
Yeah, yeah.
It's too cold.
And you call it Holland, eh? It's not Netherlands or whatever.
You can call it both because if you translate it back to Dutch, it means exactly the same. Netherlands,
Ah, okay.
lowlands.
I never knew the distinction. I never
Actually,
knew what to call it.
if you check out the travel website for Holland, it's holland.com. Or holland.nl.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. You've been all around the world. Hey, Josh.
I mean, a little bit. I've been to Europe a bunch. I've been to Morocco. That's the only African place I've been, but I've never been to Asia.
You ever performed in Canada?
Yeah, I did. When I first started, I used to go up because I live near the border. I'd go up into Ontario and do shows, but then shortly into like probably 2 years into my comedy life is when I got arrested. So I wasn't allowed to go in ever since. I haven't been to Canada since 2008.
Right. Yeah, I've got a.
You got arrested in Canada?
No, in America for an alcohol related charge,
Right.
which bans me for 10 years. And then as my 10 years was wrapping up, they grandfathered it so it's like forever until you do the paperwork or what have you. You do the thing with the lawyer.
A pardon?
I don't know if it's a pardon. It's like you pay $200. You have to go to the embassy and shit, and like they tell you like they make it so like because right now you're considered like an undesirable or whatever, and then you go in and you have to have like a lawyer show all this shit, and then you pay $200 or something like that, or 200 Canadians or whatever the hell it's called, loonies, and then they wax it or whatever. So I don't know.
Right.
I was trying to like take care of all that so I could, because Tom went on a Canadian tour and I was supposed to go with him like back in, I don't know, this would be like 2 years ago now. And
I actually saw him on that one in Winnipeg.
yeah, the lead up to it, I didn't have enough time to do all this shit. And then he went on it and I was like, well, fuck this. I like abandoned the process, and then Corona happened. So,
Right.
but then I found out Santino used to do that. He used to work for somebody back in the day that like handled all that. Like he used to work for like a lawyer that did that. So like he said, when you want to do it, let me know and I'll help you out. So
Oh, fuck yeah. I really hope that you do that, man. And I'm going to
Yeah.
tell you that anytime you come out here, dude, I'm going to like, I'll be there.
yeah, once we're allowed to like, I mean, now everyone in America is an undesirable. We can't go up there yet. So they close the border.
Right. Hendawg, have you traveled?
Not since like high school, man. I don't really travel much. Like I'm a hermit. If I go to the States, it's probably just to go to Six Flags and get the fuck out of there.
What part of the States y'all go to?
I would like if I do go to the States, I'll go to the Ohio, like Sandusky, just for
What
what's it
part of
called, Six
Canada are you
Flags?
in,
Ontario.
Hendawg?
So
Ontario.
near Toronto.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
It's an hour outside of Toronto.
Hamilton?
No, an hour away from Hamilton. Kitchener.
Oh, okay. Kitchener. I know Kitchener.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's skiing there, right?
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I used to live in Buffalo, so obviously, like, we used to go to Hamilton Tiger Cats games. I'd go up to Toronto all the time. Just Clifton Hill, we'd go to all the time. I never been to like the western part of Canada though.
Okay.
Right.
You're
We've
an
talked.
NFL fan, right, Josh?
What's that?
Are you an NFL fan?
Oh yeah, big time.
So, seeing the Ticats play, which do you like better, CFL or?
Oh,
NFL?
NFL by a mile. But like the CFL's fun though. I mean, like they have different rules. I don't even really know. I couldn't like name the differences off the top of my head, but I mean, obvious. Some are obvious. And now I don't know what's gonna. I mean, The Rock is supposedly gonna buy the CFL and like merge it with the XFL. So I wonder if, in doing that, he'll adopt some of the more favorable CFL rules and apply them to the XFL and make it more like palatable to like Americans, you know?
Yeah, it would be fun if the games played in Canada have the Canadian rules, and then the games played in the US.
Yeah, that would be weird.
Fuck everything up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I Johnny Manziel, I didn't get to go, but I was like so stoked when he like started playing for the Hamilton Tiger Cats. I was like, oh yeah. I was like all in, and then he only played like 2 games for them before they cut him.
And what does he do now? He has like a regular day job.
Oh, he's well, he was doing like a bunch of bullshit like appearances and shit, you know, like former celebrity type stuff. But he's in a league now that Marshawn Lynch owns. It's like an interactive football league. I forget what the name of it is, but it's like
fan-driven football. It's
yeah, something like that. It's on Twitch actually, and
Oh yeah.
and him and Josh Gordon play on the same team as each other, which is wild.
Right. Fan. Oh no.
But like in their first game, Johnny Manziel had like 1 rushing touchdown, I think, and they asked him afterwards. He's like, "Yeah, I feel like I lost a step. I'm definitely feeling my age." All of a sudden, it was interesting that he said that.
His age? He's not that old, is he?
No, but I mean, in football terms, he's getting up there, and
I guess.
you know, he hasn't played meaningful football in years, so getting back into the swing of things has probably been a little bit of a difficult thing, especially because he's been partying for since he's left the league, basically.
Oh, there it is. Fan-controlled football.
Yeah.
So fans can actually say
They call the plays.
yeah, they can put in votes for which play
play they
they
wanna
they
do.
need to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of cool, but it's also kind of weird.
Yeah, it's like Kinchy or whatever. And Marshawn Lynch is the face of it, I guess, or like
Yeah.
he's an investor or something. So it has potential, but I mean, it's never going to compete with real football or anything.
No.
Who's that? I watched your show today, Josh. Who's that guy you were talking about dancing on like the opponent's emblems or something? Was that was on your show, right?
Yeah, that's Juju Smith-Schuster. He's a receiver for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and well, now he's a free agent. So people are speculating where he's going to go. Today is the second day of free agency, and he hasn't been scooped up quite yet. But I don't think he's going to go back to the Steelers. They had a kind of a rough conclusion to their year with him. So I don't know I think they're going to move on. They're like a receiver factory. So they always have like the next guy up turns into a great player. And Juju Smith-Schuster was one of those guys when Antonio Brown was acting a fool. And Antonio Brown was one of those guys when like Santonio Holmes left, and then I forget who else, Mike Wallace. And they always just have the next guy. They make a star out of the next one. So they don't really give a shit.
Right.
They're like, go, leave. I don't care. We're not overpaying you to do your dumb TikTok dances,
Yeah.
raise flags.
It's kind of weird. You've been training to get to the NFL all of your life, and then a fucking TikTok dance is gonna.
Get you out of it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, and many people could argue that it's only bolstered his stock in a lot of ways. Like he's a face, he's a superstar, he's becoming like one of the names in the league. So
He's a
one could
football.
argue that, I suppose.
He's a football player. He should play football.
Oh no, he does, and he's really good
Right,
at football too. But this is a distraction. And some teams, they don't care about distractions. Some teams do. It's like the philosophy of the team. The Steelers aren't a team that like enjoys that sort of attention. They're more of like, we're hard-nosed football players. It's not about one guy, blah, blah, blah. So it's not really his scene anymore. And we're going to find out, like, I guess, in the next contract here, wherever he goes, who was in the right and who was in the wrong. Those things only time will tell.
Do you watch football, Hendawg?
Not really, man. I don't really watch much sports other than basketball.
Ooh,
And what's your team?
Raptors.
Raptors.
Well,
Nice.
Never know.
What's the only Canadian team?
Raptors and Lakers. Lakers when Kobe was alive, but
Yeah.
Raptors after.
Yeah, the Lakers are. I mean, like when I moved here, I was like, "Am I going to be a Lakers guy?" I don't know. And then LeBron came like right after I came here, and then it just seemed too easy. I was like, "I don't want to.
Yeah.
I'm not going to jump on this."
Bandwagon.
Yeah, I feel weird about that. So then I was like, "I'm Clippers guy," and then they had Kawhi come, and I'm like, "This seems the same thing," So I'm just like out, I guess, on basketball right now.
Yeah, I used to play high school basketball, and then back then the Bulls were my team. With Jordan and Rodman and Pippen.
Right.
So then I kind of lost the connection with basketball for a while we moved here and stuff. And then I was like, okay, I got to get back into basketball. And then the easy thing to be was like, okay, only Canadian team must be the Raptors. I don't know.
I'm surprised Vancouver. I mean, well, they had the Grizzlies for like a hot second.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised they weren't able to maintain. People in Vancouver just aren't into it, eh?
No, I don't think so.
I-
It's too
I-
cold.
I think it's just Canada in general. We have our hockey and
Stuck up.
yeah.
Hockey and curling. Can you believe curling is like as big?
I love watching curling.
for
The
real?
women curling are fucking hot.
Yeah, I suppose.
We used to go curling. Like we had curling in Buffalo. Like you could go bowling.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I never curled.
Nope.
Nope.
I played hockey growing up, but I was too.
I always wanted to, but I was too little, and my dad was like, "No fucking way." And then also like the equipment and the ice times and all that. My dad was like, "Yeah, right. I'm not
How-
spending $1 million to fucking." It's like a rich kid's game, really. I mean, that's why every hockey player's name is like Caleb and Tristan, and
Yeah, that's
there's no like inner city youth coming out of fucking for hockey. You know what I mean? There's no.
say inner city something else there.
Well, I mean that too. I mean, it's just like it's a class thing. It's like, like a football player or like a basketball player can come out of like the projects There's no hockey players coming out of the fucking projects.
Yeah, well, like, and that's just it. Like I was saying, I was too little for hockey too. I think I made it to like first year bantams or some shit, and I broke my collarbone twice in the one season.
Jesus.
Like, fuck that, I'm done. Like that was it. I never laced up again. Just too little,
Yeah,
man,
unless you're like a super skater, you're fucked if you're small.
for sure.
Yeah, like you said, hockey is an expensive sport, and in Europe, actually all across the world, soccer is such an easy sport to get into.
That's another one you could play like as a fucking dirt field or whatever. You know what I mean? So
and 2 posts.
exactly.
That's why
Some people don't even play with shoes. I mean, it's
I played soccer.
Did you?
I did.
Were you good?
Sure.
Yeah. We'll just say yes.
Yeah.
that was the only sport I played in like high school. Like I was on like varsity soccer or whatever. I wasn't good, but I made the team or whatever. But that was the only sport I played.
You guys remember in school, like, I don't know how it is in the States or anything, but like, remember doing like fucking high jump and javelin and shot put and all? I don't know. What are those called?
Track and field.
Track and field. Yeah. Were you guys ever good at that?
Hell yeah.
I mean, no, but we were forced to do it, obviously.
What was your one, Hendawg?
I always came in first place in shot put and softball throw.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and I like up until grade 6, I was the fastest sprinter in my grade too, and then I got fat.
Yeah, we had something similar, but we only had that like once a year, where we had a big tournament and we practiced for like a few weeks in advance, and then we would all like multiple schools got together in big field, and then we did the track and field thing. And
yeah, it's like a field day or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Right. Were you a runner or what?
Yeah.
And what were you running?
Track.
Yeah, I know, but like, was it like 300? What is it?
Oh fuck, I don't
Fucking
remember.
100-meter dash, 300
Meter
meter
dashes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100, and then is the whole track 400?
I thought it was 300.
No, that's ice.
There's
That's
a 50.
You got all
dash too.
You got all your fucking Canadian measurements. I don't even know. It's like we have like 40-yard dash or whatever.
we have actual measurements here. Like the
Yeah,
kilometer dash.
The rest of the world.
Yeah. I sucked at jumping and stuff.
Right.
I don't jump. I'm too white for that.
Yeah. Trying to remember what the hell. I would kind of pick every event that nobody was in so that I would get the extra day off of school to go to like the bigger city. Right. So like if nobody was in shot put, I'd sign up for shot put. So then I was like guaranteed a placement to the next step up. And then
That's a
just
good play.
miss another day of school. But I fucking sucked at
That's
all.
smart.
Thanks. I always thought I was an idiot.
I think you're the first one to call him
Yeah.
smart,
Yeah.
including himself.
Yeah. So Hendawg, when you're not making beats, what's in your playlist? Like what kind of shit are you listening to?
Oh my god, bro! I'm actually pretty close-minded when it comes to like shit I listen to. I listen to 90s and early 2000s hip hop, 90s and early 2000s boy bands all day, like Backstreet Boys, NSYNC. I legit bump that shit hard, and I'm not even kidding. Okay.
Boys to Men?
What's it again?
Boys to Men?
All day, bro. R&B, pop bands, like the boy bands. Hell yeah, I'm all about that shit. So yeah, hip hop, boy bands, and modern K-pop. If I'm trying to dive into a little bit of modern shit.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
like BTS.
Yeah.
Remember we?
Yeah, we had
BTS, Blackpink, you
Yeah.
know, Chungha.
Ooh, going deep cuts.
what is that your what's his name? Something Feather.
No, he walked by earlier. I just missed him. I heard him when I was like getting out of the shower, but I don't know where he went. But this is a lively neighborhood, regardless of his presence or not.
Can I get a little pan? Can you give me a little panorama there just to see how nice and fucking sunny it is there?
I mean, the sun's going down, sun's setting behind over there. But yeah, this is like, it's still like 48 degrees or whatever Fahrenheit. So I mean, I don't know what that is in your space temperatures. But yeah, it's
Oh, that's pretty
it's not a
cool.
terrible day.
What would that be? Do you know?
Oh, 10 degrees or something?
Like plus 10?
Yeah.
But still.
Yeah, it's like 32 is 0. So I
Yeah.
don't know. Do you just add?
What did you say? 45?
It's 48.
It's something like times by 1.5
Oh,
and
it's
add
only 8.8 Celsius.
plus 8
That's
or plus 9.
that's chilly.
Yeah, it's not like balmy here or anything. Like I'm in a hoodie and jeans or whatever. So
Right.
the winter feels like fall on the East Coast.
And is this at your home or is this at the
Yeah.
studio? Oh, yeah, okay.
How far from the studio are you? Like, is it walking distance or do you have to like?
No, I can take the bus, but I take an Uber or whatever. It's like 20 miles from my house or something like that.
You
Right.
said in your show today that you didn't drive anymore?
Yeah, I don't drive.
He's got seeing problems.
Yeah, and I just don't want to drive anymore ever again.
Yeah.
But it's like it's starting to be a thing. Like I'm like, do I drive again? I don't know, but we'll see. I don't really want to. I'm trying to avoid that, but it's becoming more and more difficult to be independent and not drive. I'm finding.
Right.
Well, Uber is pretty handy.
Yeah, it alleviates a lot, but I mean, like, there's some things where you're just like, it's just impossible to Uber to. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah,
You're like, if I had a car, it would be way easier.
Cool. We don't have Uber here in Bellevue, Saskatchewan. The town we live in, there's like literally 100 people here. Like we're
Wow.
talking rural.
That's
it's
wild.
Like
Yeah, see, I would be fucked in that situation. In Buffalo, they didn't have Uber till I left, basically. Like, they finally got it 2 months before I left. And I had, like, all these car problems and shit. And, like, getting to work was hell. Because there's no bus or anything that goes before. Like, I'd have to be at work at 6 a.m. There'd be no bus that gets me there in
Right.
Buffalo, you know?
You're still in contact with the guys you worked with there too, right?
Yeah, I talked to them a bunch, yeah.
You ever think you'll get like do something with them again?
I don't know. I mean,
Or is it just
I don't
kinda
know why. I don't know how that would like work out, but like I still pop on. Like they'll still call me up to have me on, or once in a while. But
Right.
I don't know. I mean, like as far as like radio itself, like especially knowing the situation that they're in, like like they're just holding up. I mean, like the company's losing money every day. It's like no secret. Every radio company is. Every mass radio company is, and so it comes to a point where you're like everyone just feels lucky to have a job. And
Right.
then when I left, that was my salary was not big by any stretch, but they could easily throw in a person to make nothing and do like parts of my job or whatever. So I don't know that you can put the toothpaste back in the tube as far as that goes, unless there's like a guy who comes in and is like wanting to invest in something,
right?
And I don't think that's like, unless I was like giving up on other things, I wouldn't be looking to do that again, unless it was like, well, I'm going to have a family now and call it a day or something and move back home or whatever. I don't know.
Right.
Like if those guys retired, I would be, they called me. I don't know. I mean, like I would consider it, I guess, depending on how the money works, but
I suppose, right? Like that's money talks, right?
yeah. And it's like, I know the job and all that, but it's like, I would basically be giving up on the rest of my aspirations to do that.
Right. Do you think you'll ever transition? I totally understand, like you're a stand-up comedian and that's the dream, right? That's your job. I get it. But do you think you might transition into like movies or film?
I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't be against it, but people ask me that all the time. Like managers and all that kind of shit always want to know those things so they can like try and mine money out of you.
Right.
So they could get you a gig and then they can get 10% of it. But I mean, I would do them if it came up and if it was right, but I'm not like seeking those things out.
Right. I just ask because like in my own little world, like you being out there and affiliated with like Hollywood in my eyes, you know what I mean? So that I feel everybody out there is all trying to be in the movies and everything. That's why I ask. I'm just like,
a lot of people are. And so, I mean, like, I don't know if it makes me unique to not. I think it's kind of shocking to some people in the industry who, you sit down with and you're talking with that are asking you those questions. They're like, oh, you don't want to do any, I mean, like, because they're so used to everyone who's doing comedy
Right.
trying to like the whole thing is like people do those things so that they can get on the road and sell tickets. But if you can just not do those, like if I could just sell tickets and not do those things, I would prefer that, you know?
For sure. For sure. Hendawg, can you see yourself selling tickets for a show? Do like some
don't-
fucking
I've been-
Mark Ribier shit.
I've been thinking about like what potentially a live Hendawg show would be, and I have no idea what the fuck that would be. Honestly, like, would that just be me pressing play and then just watching the crowd? Like I have no.
What do any of those guys do? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, what does fucking Danger Mouse do other than put on a head and push
Yeah.
play? I mean, he's got fireworks and shit, but
Deadmau5.
you get some lights and shit. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I've
Why
thought
not?
about that recently, but I have no idea how that would really play out. It's hilarious to think about just pressing play and then just watching the rest.
Yeah, and then you like dance or whatever. And
and pretend you're pushing faders and stuff.
I genuinely don't know what does Skrillex do?
Yeah,
Well, he
because
actually produces. He actually like produces music.
Yeah, but what does he
Right,
do?
right. But what does he do when he's on a concert?
Oh yeah.
Because I mean, it's all on a computer, right?
Yeah, I mean, Mark Ribier, he's different because he actually creates on the spot. But like,
Yeah.
Right.
for
He's doing
us-
like loops and shit.
Yeah, but for us, like when we do it in the studio, what the fuck are we really doing on stage other than like putting our hands in the air and bobbing our heads? Really?
Right.
Right.
Well,
It'd be like a DJ set, really. I mean, you just have
Yeah.
to do it at a club or something.
The Mark
Yeah.
Reed, that's the guy in the house coat, right?
yes.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
See, I keep trying to get Mark into the world, and he's just like pushing back, man.
Well, Mark Ribier is like got his own little fucking thing going. I mean, like he sells out amphitheaters. I mean, he's
I
like
seriously was introduced to him from like YMH Studios.
me too. I mean, I didn't know who he was before he came in.
Yeah.
I found him on YouTube
A while ago.
a while ago, yeah,
Really?
or Facebook, whatever. I don't
Right.
know. But I knew.
I mean, he looked familiar, and then I saw him, and then he was like, then you look him up and stuff, and they're like, oh, this guy's like a thing. Somehow.
yeah, right.
Yeah, that
What
man's
was
a genius.
Daft Punk, like what the hell would they do on stage?
That's another one. I have no idea.
Wear masks.
Probably same thing. Them too, just push play, right?
Yep.
And then walk up and down stairs in a circle.
It's all about the like pomp and circumstance and shit. They have like confetti guns and all this other shit. So
Bro, and just imagining like people fucking vibing out to put your balls in my mouth is hilarious to me.
I'm saying, dude, you should get like a nightclub somewhere
Man,
and just do like a DJ
strippers-
set.
got strippers on poles all over the place. Man, like how many of your songs go so good at a strip club, right? Whenever that'll open up again.
I've gotten a few stripper videos.
I believe
Dude.
it.
All of them.
How
Yeah.
many fucking OnlyFans chicks play your shit too?
Oh, tons. Yeah, I've gotten
Yeah.
a lot of requests from them. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Sweet.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
man.
So do
Bro,
you get a
the-
cut of that?
Say it again.
Do you get a cut of whatever they're making, or is
I
that
didn't
just,
ask. I didn't ask him for a cut. I was just like, just promote my links whenever.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
do music. Yeah.
That's so good. How much has it blown up since that first YMH drop, Hendawg?
Don't.
That was
be
back
stingy.
in what, September? Or how long ago was that?
I think I got featured for the first time at the beginning of September. And it's blown up quite a lot since Don't Be Stingy. Like my YouTube channel has gotten like 840,000 views. And
Wow.
that was- I don't know, man. Like that Don't Be Stingy really completely changed everything for me. Yeah.
That was the first one, eh?
Yeah. And then fucking Feathering It was featured like a couple of weeks after that. And then Queens Above 18, like a couple of weeks after that.
I wasn't sure if you had any like before that like didn't hit or whatever.
For safety, that was actually the first one that I made, and Nadav actually retweeted it, but it never got featured on the show or anything. And then Don't Be Stingy actually got featured. So
Word.
yeah,
You messaged me that you had done a collab with somebody like outside of the YMH world though, right?
oh yeah, that was like early last year, before I even, like months before Don't Be Stingy came out.
Right. And then so was that kind of like your first taste to like doing something legit? Like
Yeah, that
legit
was-
for like lack of better word, right?
Yeah, because like that's the first time that's like my shit has ever been released on Spotify, I guess, and like Apple Music and all that shit. I'd made music with like friends, but they'd never really taken it that seriously to the point where they would release it. So I have a whole bunch of like unreleased music on my hard drive. But yeah, no, the guy that I made the beat for, he's a rapper named Classic, and he's from Toronto. And that guy fucking snapped on my beat, and I kind of made like a Latin Havana type of sound, and he killed it. So that song is called Sound of the Bass by Classic with a K.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I know that you and Black Zeus there are always goofing around, dropping lyrics and stuff. You think like you'll ever be like rapping on your own beats?
I have like, I hate the sound of my voice, honestly. A lot of people say they like it, but I honestly hate it. But I do have some songs on my hard drive with me like kind of singing and rapping. I'm not sure if I'll ever release that, but I don't know, maybe in the future, because there are some hooks that I do like. But me rapping, I don't know if I really like my rap style that much. I like joke rapping, like rapping about being gay and shit. That's my style.
Right. Yeah, you guys are funny as fuck. I think, like, how frequently are you on Black Zeus's podcast? It's not every week, is it?
No. Well, I make the theme for it every week, but I'm actually a guest on it about once a month.
Right.
So-
Do you ever think like you guys could maybe do your own together? Like, would you be up for that kind of thing?
Well, that's the thing. He wants me to like pretty much be a regular, but I don't really have a desire to be doing a podcast every week, really.
Right.
Like I'm already focusing a lot on music, so
That makes sense.
yeah.
Cool. Right on, boys.
I was gonna say something, but
What were you gonna say?
no, I don't like. I was gonna say I don't want to do this podcast either, but Joel's here. So.
Yeah. No fucking. We've just started.
I can't believe you never corrected me saying your fucking name, by the way. I've been calling you Joel for fucking the whole time.
You know what, man? Like when I was young, that shit used to bother me, and now it's like I'll fucking just don't call me dumb, right?
It's close.
I hear that.
It's like it's Joel. It's actually Joel. It's French.
Ooh.
Yeah. So the proper pronunciation is Joel.
Ooh
But-
la la.
Yeah, I know, right? But French Canadian.
Is
Nice.
that Gaudet? Is that how you say it? Gaudet or Gaudet?
Gaudet.
Gaudet. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what happened to the French there? I thought it was like the DET words are day.
I think you need another T and an E at the end there.
Right. But then that'd be gay, wouldn't it? Like det.
It'd be Gaudet.
Gaudet. I don't know. I've always said it Gaudet. Everyone around here says Gaudet.
I guess
live-
yeah, like
I
Donald.
live
Gaudet.
on Gaudet Street. Like the street I live on is like my last name.
Mm,
Oh,
That's
wow.
how small my
wild.
town is.
Yeah.
Fuck.
That's wild.
Street here. I'm gonna rename Main Street Poppen Street. or something.
Poppen.
Or Funky Moose Lane or something like that.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
If you see me with a paintbrush out at night, that's what I'm doing.
And we could do that here. There's
Yeah.
like no cops, no nothing out
And
here. man.
nobody
It's
would
crazy.
even.
That's awesome.
be-
Well, it seems like every couple of years there's like B&Es here. It's almost like people will be breaking in and then they get caught and thrown in jail. And then when they get released, they fucking do it again. And then they get caught. It's like on a 2-year stint out here, right?
Yeah, they
And by the
Interesting.
time cops get out here, like they're long fucking gone.
usually
You know what-
usually when it gets cold, they want to
Yeah.
go to jail because they're homeless. They want to go to jail because that's nice. and
But they
warm.
never like go into the houses. It's always just in the vehicles, right?
Yeah.
They'll break into
Right.
vehicles, and rummage around and shit like that. That's all that happens out here.
leave shit behind too.
So that they can get caught. It's
Yeah,
like they want
They
to be
broke
caught.
into my vehicle. They left a glove. I mean, they took. So Joel's son was born, and I had 2 cigars in my mid console of my vehicle because we were going to smoke those. And then some asshole broke into my vehicle, stole one of the cigars, and left the glove and left. I'm like,
Jesus.
It's
yeah.
fucking weird.
And the change was still there too. So, I don't
Actually,
know.
I've had that too. I've had my window smashed and like just rummaged through, but nothing was missing.
Yeah.
There was like my wallet was on the dash. Like it's like what the fuck, man? Just to smash the window and fuck around with the inside. That's all that is.
Yeah, I've had that happen.
How is it out in Ontario there? Is there shit like that out there too, Hendawg?
Bruh, like I've been living here in Kitchener for like 6 years, and I have not one single friend because I am such a hermit and I just stay in my fucking house, really. You know what I mean? So I don't really deal with anything like that, theft or anything like that. But where I grew up in London, which is an hour away, yeah, there was a lot of gangster shit happening over there. I grew up in the ghettos, like in London, but once I moved to Kitchener, that shit stopped.
Right.
Because Kitchener is high end.
I don't even know, man. Where I'm living right now is definitely more high end than where I grew up. So,
Right.
yeah.
Kitchener is like across from Michigan, eh? Or is that more to the East Coast?
That's Windsor that you're thinking of.
Windsor, my bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
where
one in, like-
that's where Christina was born, I think, right? Or
I think so, yeah. And then Windsor's the one in like Michael Moore documentaries where they're like, we don't lock our doors.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, what do you guys have? Do you guys want to promote anything going out? Like, I seriously appreciate you both coming on this show here.
I mean, their shows are bigger than ours.
yeah, like
but
what you guys
if you
are
wanna
doing
promote something.
is definitely a million times bigger than what we've got going on here too. That's why, like, I'm trying my best not to fanboy out still. So,
No, I appreciate you having me on and coming on the Twitch and everything like that. So I'm happy to have done it. I mean, I guess you just check out my show every Tuesday on YouTube, and my Twitch is twitch.tv/Josh_Potter, and that's about it.
do you not have any like stand-up shows coming? Like, this will be.
I have like 3
on
dates
Monday.
in Florida that are on the books. One is coming up next weekend in West Palm Beach, and then I have 2 shows in June in Tampa and on Orlando. I just got posted up doing a show in San Diego on the 3rd of April. So those are the only shows I have so far.
Right on. And then Hendawg, where can people check out your awesome tracks?
YouTube, just search Hendawg Music, HENDAWG Music. Don't confuse it with the other Hendawg that has a space in between hen and dog. Everyone always spells my name like that. It bothers the shit out of me. And then on Instagram, it's Hendawg, ELHENDAWG.
Thanks for having me, fellas.
Appreciate you, Josh, so much, man.
No problem, dude.
Fucking pleasure
I-
meeting you, man.